Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our program, and our reach into the community. I'm Todd Duplantis. We recently celebrated Valentine's Day, and it's Valentine season, so we thought maybe it would be appropriate to talk about some of the things we love at HCC. First up, we're joined today with Dr. Mahnaz Kolaini, and Dr. Kolaini is the Director of Counseling and Ability Services here at HCC. Good to see you, Dr. Kolaini. How are you?
Doing well, Todd. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. I want to ask you, first off, let's talk about the mission for your counseling services and how you do and are available for our students at any time.
Okay. Well, our mission is to provide holistic services to our currently enrolled students and assist them in their academic journey. In order to accomplish that, we offer a range of services to our students. And the services include, for instance, ADA classroom accommodations to students with documented disabilities, Title IX accommodations and supportive services to students who may be pregnant or during the period right immediately postpartum. We provide supportive services in the area of basic needs, and we also provide personal counseling, mental health counseling, crisis intervention, and we also offer a whole range of workshops and information session for not only our students, but also for the campus community.
Have you noticed an increase in the need for your services since we've been coming out of this pandemic? I mean, people were shut down for the better part of a year, started migrating back into society. Now you see, it seems like COVID cases are going back up. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. Have students been reaching out more to you now than, say, prior to March of 2020?
Absolutely. We have seen an increase in the number of students reaching out to us, which is a great thing. What we want to encourage help-seeking attitudes and behaviors. So anytime students come and ask for help is good news to us. But yes, absolutely, we've seen an increase, and it's in different areas, whether in asking for additional support with classroom accommodations, also personal counseling, mental health, supportive services in general. We've been very busy in terms of assisting our students just coming right after the pandemic. And as you mentioned, with a lot of our students have been home for several years. So all of a sudden coming out, they may be having some issues navigating the college campus.
Can the counseling department help our students improve their personal relationships?
Well, when we talk about personal relationships, obviously it's very common for students to seek support if they have issues or challenges navigating their interpersonal relationships. When we talk about interpersonal relationships, it could be in the context of their family, their extended family. It could be in the context of their relationship with their friends, with peers, classmates, as well as their partners, the individuals with whom they have a romantic or love relationship. So yes, it's very common for us to see that. And depending on the nature of the relationship, we may work on specific communication skills in terms of how to improve communication with our family members or partners. If it's in the terms of the family, we always do this from a culturally sensitive perspective, keeping in mind the cultural values and sensibilities of our students. And if it's a romantic love relationship, then obviously different issues may come into the conversation. The major ones, for instance, are establishing healthy boundaries, how to establish healthy boundaries for ourselves and also people that we love and we are in a relationship with. Consent is a big one. That's a topic that always comes into the conversation, and mutual respect and everything that, makes all the components of a healthy, happy relationship.
When you're not having good interpersonal relationships, things may be wrong in your love life. How can that impact the health of personal relationships on your academic performance? I imagine it can certainly affect that.
Well, Todd, that's a very good question. Think about everything that we go through in our lives, and we don't have to be a student, just as a human being, everything that is going through our life, that we are going through, all the experiences that we are having, particularly the ones that causing stress, if it's chronic stress in particular, or distress, obviously it's going to influence our overall sense of wellness. Our stress level or emotional health influences our physical health, our overall well-being, our ability to cope. And obviously academic performance or job performance is an important component of that. So when the students are dealing with a lot of personal issues, then obviously they may not feel sort of ready to sit in the classroom. They may be preoccupied with all of those issues and not be able to be present, fully present in the classroom, whether it's an online class or face-to-face class. So yes, absolutely. Just like any other piece of our lives or experiences that we have, or personal relationships impact the quality of our lives and our ability to, again, be present and show up.
If a student's wanting to contact your office to get some advice or get some information, or maybe just talk with someone, can they just stop in, or is it something they need to book appointment for? What do you suggest when students want to get the most out of what you offer? Well,
I suggest in non-crisis situations to check the website and see the names of our counselors. So the website is organized by college. So you click on the college that you go to, or is your home college, or is closest to you, and you will see the list of the counselors. You will see their bios, you will see their contact information, and you can reach out to make an appointment. Obviously, if you're on campus and you want to stop by, you definitely can stop by, and you're more than welcome to stop by. But again, because of the number of our counselors and the volume of demand, we recommend appointments. But again, if it's a crisis, then obviously you will be seen by a counselor immediately.
And for students who are worried, well, I'm not sure if I can afford this. This is your services are complimentary to students. They're paid for through their fees that they've already paid, correct?
Yes, counseling is like all the other areas at HCC. Every enrolled HCC students qualifies to use the services. There are some variation in terms of students who happen to be minors, but yes, if you're enrolled in HCC and you're currently enrolled, then you're entitled, and you're certainly more than welcome to meet with a counselor, and there will be no charge for the services.
And if a student has ADA concerns, they can come directly to your department as well, correct?
Yes, absolutely. ADA services is a big part of what we do. So we also, the plenty of information is on the website, but if the student needs to talk to somebody to get more specific information, or they have more questions, they're always more than welcome to contact the counselor, and they will walk them through the process in terms of what they need to submit, and how the whole process works from the beginning to the end in terms of getting that letter of accommodation and presenting it to the faculty.
Dr. Mahnaz Kolaini, Director of our Counseling and Ability Services, we appreciate you joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And we'll have all the information that Dr. Kolaini was talking about in our social media post after the show. When we come back, finding a perfect match for your career. The topic returns in 60 seconds.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go. Welcome back to the topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. You can always catch us in social media. Look for our shows under Houston Community College District. Find us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, catch us in social media anytime and on HCC TV. Also, all of our shows are available as audio podcasts. Visit us and download at hccs.edu/podcast. We're looking at things to love here at HCC, and it's been said that if you have a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. James Mable is the director of our career and job placement services. James, always good to see you. Thanks. Welcome back to the show.
Good to see you, Todd, as well, and glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
So let's talk about finding that job you love. It may take you a little bit to get there, folks. That's just a reality of the situation. But why is finding the right career important just beyond the paycheck?
Todd, the reality is we all need a paycheck to sustain ourselves, if we're taking care of children, taking care of family, taking care of bills, we all need a paycheck. We need to work. But I think the reason why a career is important is because it's just as important as paying that bill and doing something that you really enjoy. Doing something that really fulfills you every day. With your opening line about not ever working a day in a life if you're doing something you love, that is so important. And sometimes that takes a lifetime for some people. And the great thing is there are some resources out there that can help you make that decision on what career, fits your interests. And then you can move forward and pursue opportunities that give you a paycheck, but are actually in line with your interests.
Well, it's also important to point out to our students, a lot of them are, second timers when it's coming for looking for a career. Maybe you got into a career, it's not paying you enough. You need some training. It's like, I hear I can go to HCC for maybe 6 months and get a certification, make a lot more money and feel more stable and enjoy what I do. That's kind of where you guys can come in as well to help students sustain themselves and to get launched into that second career, right?
Exactly. We focus on career exploration as well. As a student is coming through the HCC process and getting enrolled, they may have some questions or may not be sure of what to pursue. We have career assessments that can assist the student in making a final decision on a major and on a career selection. We also partner with many companies that are looking for candidates to pursue internships, co-ops, to give them some real world experience so they can make that ultimate decision on where they want to go, what job they want to pursue, what industry they want to pursue as well.
Are you finding now seeing many students who are going back to college because maybe COVID, their business may have gone under or their hours were cut or the company decided they didn't need them as much, Are you finding more people looking for employment post-COVID now for that reason alone?
I am seeing some of that as well, of students coming back, reskilling, changing their whole career path, been doing something else, during COVID or pre-COVID, and wanting to really focus on a new path. And HCC has all the programs, stackable credentials that students can pursue to gain those skills and then apply those skills in the world of work.
James, I know you're a veteran, and maybe you can talk a bit about, because I know there are a lot of companies out there looking to hire veterans right now. Can you guys help veterans and pointing them in the right direction as well?
Yes, there are many companies that are veteran friendly that post jobs in CareerHub, our portal. They come to our career fairs, and we could definitely pinpoint those companies for veterans. If veterans schedule appointments with us, we can meet with them and talk to them about their resumes and discuss the opportunities that are available in the Houston area. But to answer your question, there are a lot of companies that are seeking out veterans because of their experience. And just their prowess as being a veteran, serving in the military, being in a very structured environment. That's very valuable in the world of work.
You talked about the matchmaking services you guys offer with helping people find a career path or pointing them in the direction of lucrative jobs or something that they would be successful in. Talk a bit about CareerHub, and if a student is interested in thinking, well, I know I want to change careers, but not sure, what's the process there? Do they make an appointment with an advisor? Can they just go to CareerHub to get started? How does that work?
So first, every student at Houston Community College has a profile in CareerHub. So they can log in automatically into their profile and they can schedule an appointment with a career specialist that's located at any campus, because we meet with students online via Microsoft Teams or WebEx. We also meet with students over the phone, and we can meet with students in the career centers, like in person. And so that's the first step, is just getting that appointment on the calendar with the student, and we can talk with them about their major or about choosing a specific major that's related to their interests. I mentioned earlier about our career assessments, and we specifically administered the career coach assessment that aligns students' interests with the specific programs, the certificates and degrees offered at HCC. And so we talk to the student in depth about that in our one-on-one appointments.
And it's important to note that, I mean, I was surprised, we've talked about this before, but the students, even after they get a job, maybe they moved on, but say a year down the road, they're out of HCC and they don't like what they're doing, they may have to get some more retraining. They can go back to CareerHub and use you guys again?
Students, as soon as they enroll at HCC, they have access to HCC CareerHub in their account for life. So if they're out there, you know, and let's say they've transferred or they've finished and, you know, they're wanting to come back to look for a job or to attend our career fairs or to look at job postings that companies have posted specifically for HCC students and graduates, we will give them access to their account in order for them to utilize it, to meet with us, to apply for those job opportunities. They can have access to CareerHub indefinitely.
You mentioned the career fairs, and we're always helping you promote those on Up to the Minute and our social media. And I know they're very active. Can students get interviews at those career fairs? And in some cases, I mean, are these first interviews, or could they wind up getting hired there?
Yes, we set up space at our career fairs for companies to conduct face-to-face interviews. And we also dedicate some of our career fairs to just being about the interview. We call them hiring fairs. So if students look at the calendar for the spring semester, we have 15 career fairs and hiring fairs planned. Students can expect to come to those events to connect with companies and to participate in interviews with some of those companies. But also students can sign up for interviews in CareerHub. When they log into their accounts and are going through job postings, the student is able to actually sign up for an interview there as well, since we have companies that do campus interviews outside of career fairs and companies that conduct online interviews as well. And all of those opportunities are in CareerHub.
And so you're not going to just go there and pick up some pamphlets and shake a hand or two. You may walk out of there with a job. So keep in mind, students, when you go to these career fairs, dress to impress, right?
Exactly. And we have the right resources for students that, may not have the professional attire. We partner with Career Gear, which is a nonprofit organization here in Houston that supports men and gives men free professional attire for the interview or for a career fair. We also partner with Dress for Success. Dress for Success ensures that ladies are prepared for success at interviews, at career fairs. They even provide jewelry as well. So students can schedule an appointment with career services in their CareerHub accounts. We will write a referral in order for them to go to Career Gear and Dress for Success to get a free suit. That suit is theirs for life. They don't have, it's not something they have to bring back. It is theirs. They're fitted for the suit as well. They really they tailor it and make sure that it fits that student. So students should definitely take advantage of that service we offer.
So there you heard it, students. Get a new suit and get ready for a new job and maybe a new career. James Mable, Director of Career and Job Placement Services. Good to see you once again. Thanks for being here on the topic.
Good to see you as well, Todd. Thank you very much. You all have a great day.
Thank you. And all the information he's talked about, we'll have some links in our social media posts. Going to take another break. When we return, we'll find out how to be the ultimate HCC fan. The topic returns in 60 seconds.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis, and if you like social media, make sure you like us, follow us, do all that stuff you can in social media under Houston Community College District. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're all across social media. Watch us anytime, Houston Community College District. Also, we're on HCC TV, and if you like to download audio versions of our show, visit hccs.edu/podcast. We're talking about love today. Of course, it's the Valentine season, and there's one place you don't want to see love. That's on the tennis court, right? But if you love tennis or any other sport, well, guess what? HCC has the place for you. Recreational Sports. We're joined now by Tiffany Lane, the program director for Rec Sports. Tiffany, thanks for being here.
Hi, Todd. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about rec sports. A lot of people may go, I've seen people playing soccer out there, and I know there's some hoops tournaments, but talk about some of the opportunities you guys have with activities for students who may have loved sports in high school and they want to get back into it.
Right. So here at Houston Community College, we have part of our recreational sports program. We offer club sports, which is our competitive programming where our students who most likely competed in high school in basketball, and that's men and women, tennis, that's co-ed, soccer, and flag football. We also offer that. And then we're also offer baseball and volleyball. So we're still re-engaging our students returning back from the pandemic. And so the fall semester was our first semester being full-fledged, and we're still moving forward and additionally trying to add those programs that we had prior to COVID. So it's exciting. The students get a chance to represent HCC, compete against other colleges and universities. That's locally. It can be regional tournaments and also national tournaments, and if they advance far enough.
If a student, obviously, if a student is wanting to be seen by other universities, you guys are going to get a chance to play against them. That would be a great way to showcase their talent if they had maybe gotten to a scholarship somewhere else. Would that be a safe thing to say?
Absolutely. It's not something that we necessarily highlight, but it is an opportunity for those students who have a desire to compete at an athletic program at another level. They have that opportunity to get out there and play. We've had some students who have earned scholarships at for even if it was another junior college, but NAIA, Division II, Division III opportunities, and even some Division I programs. So it is an option and an opportunity for those students to be seen, play more games, and then also get their grades up if that was an issue for them, and then be able to transition to an athletic program.
Do you have to be at that competition level to be a competitive athlete to be involved in rec sports?
Absolutely not. So recreational sports is a variety of program areas, including fitness and wellness, outdoor adventures, and intramurals, which is not as competitive. You can still compete against others, but do it in a more friendly and less competitive atmosphere. We also have special events such as bowling, paintball, some esports tournaments that we also offer, health fairs, blood drives, CPR certification courses, and fitness. We have fitness centers at some of our campuses, so students can go in and work out during the open hours. So there's absolutely opportunities for students to compete in different or participate in rec sports, but not necessarily have to be competitive. And another thing I want to mention real quick, for our tennis club, you can be a part of the tennis club, and so they accept all levels, beginners and advanced. And then you may not compete on the team, but you have the opportunity to work with the coach to gain skills and improve and learn a lifelong sport.
If people are wanting, I'm thinking like the soccer fields out at Stafford campus, if people wanting to use those, how do they have to rent them, or do they need to go to you to schedule it? How does that work? If they're like, I want to, get some of my friends and use the soccer field over here on one of our campuses, how would they go about doing that?
So right now, as long as you're a student at HCC and all your friends are students at HCC, you have access to it as long as we don't have any scheduled games or practices on the field. So you're open to utilize that. We haven't had the need to schedule. I do know at Stafford on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1:30 to 3:30 or 1 to 3 that the rec specialist there is also having a time for students to come out and do just like open soccer. So like come out, compete, have fun. So that's an opportunity for students. But yeah, so as long as you are a HCC student, you have access to the facility.
Did you see any after, we started getting back after the pandemic, people were going back to the campuses. Has there been an increase in rec sports over the last year with people wanting to get involved, to be more active again, since we're all getting back together?
Right. So it was a struggle, coming back in the spring last semester. But I have seen we've had interest meetings for even like baseball and volleyball, and the desire is for them to get active is there. And so we're excited about that. The numbers at our tryouts have been bigger than we've had before. When I, speak and talk to people about the numbers, they're like, wow, especially with our women's sports. We've seen a lot of females come out and try out for our teams and be active. So we're excited about it.
Tiffany, if students want to get involved with rec sports, what's the first step? And how would you suggest they learn all about everything you have going on, besides watching Up to the Minute in the morning, because we always mention your activities on there? Right.
So we do have a website presence, and that is on hccs.edu. presence.io, and that's a student engagement platform that Student Life and Recreational Sports use. And so our events are posted there. We also have a form on there. It's a recreational sports interest form. And so if you fill that form out, you can show desire in club sports, fitness and wellness, special events, and those different areas, and it goes to the campus rec specialist professional that you have, so they can reach out to you to engage you in upcoming events. And so we have that as an option. You can also find us on Instagram at HCCS Rec Sports, and then you can always email us at sports@hccs.edu.
Tiffany Lane, Program Director for our Rec Sports. Thanks for being here and joining us on the topic.
Thank you for always having me.
Once again, all the information will be in our social media post after the show. Thank you for joining us on the topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. We'll see you again next week.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally knew that I had somebody.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.